Okay, we're on.
Okay, I'll call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock, does that work right?
6 o'clock.
Do the land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that the town of Winnipeg Beach is located on First Nations Treaty 1 territory, the traditional territory and ancestral lands of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene people in the homeland of the Métis Nation. We respect the treaties made on these territories. We dedicate ourselves to move forward with Indigenous communities in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration to make Manitoba an inclusive and accessible place for everyone who lives here. Remind the gallery, refrain from discussions. There's another line, but refrain from discussion, conversations, or other behaviors which may disrupt council proceedings. Please. Agenda item number 4, approval of agenda. Be it resolved that agenda for the October 8th, 2025 regular meeting of council be approved as presented. Mover, please. Doug. Seconder. Barry. Any discussion? All in favor? Carried. Agenda 5.1, recess for public hearing. Be it resolved that the regular meeting of council October 8th be recessed at
6:02 p.m.
Thank you. For the purpose of holding a public hearing as required on the following matters. Variation TWB-25-24V and variation TWB-25-25V. Mover, please. There. Seconder. Doug. All in favor? Carried.
So on behalf of Mayor Plotton, I'll provide the public hearing introduction. So we'll start with variation TWB 25-24V, which is a 6 o'clock for 317 Prospect. If you want to come forward. Alright, so the purpose of this public hearing is to receive representations from the applicant and any persons who wish to make them concerning variance TWB-25-24V and TWB-25-25V. We will hear first from the applicant on the first variance, then from those present who wish to make representation, starting with anyone who wants to speak in favor of the proposal. At the end of the other presentations, the applicant will have an opportunity to respond. If, in the response, the applicant supplies new information or raises new issues, then the others will be given an opportunity to speak again. At the end of each presentation, the members of council may ask for clarification from the speaker on any fact or issue, but will not enter into a debate. Persons speaking must address the chair. If they have questions that they think the applicant should answer, they should raise them in their presentation to the chair. The applicant will have an opportunity to respond to questions when the other presentations are finished. This is not the time to question the members of council. Under the Planning Act, the purpose of the public hearing is for council to receive representations, and a discussion or argument involving members of council is inappropriate. There should be no interruptions while a person is making a presentation. Order must be maintained. Minutes will be kept and the proceedings are recorded. Written submissions and reports may be presented and copies are available, and copies must be made available to all those who present them. When all presentations have been completed, the public hearing will close. If the hearing is not completed today, either because we run out of time or further information is to be provided, then we will adjourn the hearing. If we adjourn, we will tell you at this hearing the date for the continued public hearing. There will be no other notice given of the date. Even if all representations are completed today, council may not make their decision. Until the decision is made, there can be no further communication of any kind with council or the members about the proposal. When council makes its decision, all persons who made a representation at the hearing will be notified. When council makes its decision on the variation application, it is considered final and there is no appeal to the municipal board. If anyone has a preliminary point or procedural objection to raise, please may we hear from you now. If not, we'll begin. Okay. All right, applicant?
Hi, my name's Rob. I'm just here for the new homeowners that are buying 317 Prospect. They take possession on October 31st, and they'd like to add a double garage to the property. But the property, I guess, has got already an existing garage, 24 by 24 garage that's on the property, so it's putting us over the 1,200 square foot of outbuildings. So we're just here doing the variance for the extra square footage.
Somebody else speak?
Thank you. Stephanie, do we have the sign in? Yeah.
You said your name was Rob?
Yeah, it's on the first page.
Anyone? No, I'm good. Okay. Okay, so there was no letters received supporting or opposing this variance, and we have no one registered here in attendance to speak on this matter. Did council have any?
Yeah, I went out and looked at it. That's the one, it has a bush in front of it, by Prospect, right?
Yes, yeah.
I don't think anybody's gonna see it, and it's an awful big yard. I don't have a problem with it.
Okay, I do have the site layout and the garage detail if you guys want to see it.
So I think I've,
It's on,
yeah, I
yeah, it's on
found that.
there too, and we're not blocking the view of the neighbor that just did an addition on his. We're not blocking their view. It's all staying away from there.
And you're leaving some nice big old trees there?
All the trees are staying.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you're not taking down any of the outbuildings?
Yes, we are. In the far corner of the property, there's 2 other sheds that we're demolishing and taking down. Yeah, so that's actually blocking the view of the other side neighbor. We're removing those, which is about 700 square feet of outbuildings there we're taking down.
So, and this whole new garage will be on the north side of the property?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Everything's staying on that one side of the property, because he's got 2 titles. Everything's staying on the one title, one side of the property.
Good, thank you.
Anybody else?
No.
Any final comments or?
That
Okay.
was,
Nice yard too, by the way.
yeah, it's nice, nice yard, yeah, down.
Okay,
That's
thank you
it.
very much.
No problem.
I better do this one.
Do you wanna call them up?
Oh yeah, next, please.
For 87 Lakefront?
Yeah,
Yes.
got lots of time because it's early.
Hello. So, my name is Ala Kirshner. I'm the new owner of 87 Lakefront. And this
Congratulations.
is Tomek. He's our house designer.
Hello.
My husband wanted to be here, but he's away in Orlando on a business trip, so he's... So, what we are proposing is, first of all, there was an old cottage on the property which we already demolished since it had a lot of mold and various issues, so we felt it was almost a hazard to the community, and we're proposing to build a bungalow with a double detached garage, and we're hoping to get a variance that will help us save the mature trees on the property and be practically in the same spot where the old cottage was, and which would allow us to have a little bit of distance from our neighbors, not to crowd them, not to have fire hazard, and not to lose the trees. And we also feel that it's gonna be a win-win for everybody, because investing money into the community is always value added to everybody. And we strongly believe it's not gonna impair anybody's sightlines. The sightlines through all the public access area are gonna be exactly the same as they were always there, except the house is gonna be just much nicer and newer and safer. So we are hoping to get the variance on the north side towards the public area, reduced from 10 feet to 3 feet. And the variance on the west side towards, because we have no back lane towards the street, for the garage to be moved to about 14 feet away instead of 25 feet. And we checked, all the neighbors have garages at about the same distance, so we're basically hoping to have the same granted for us. And in consultation with the city planner and our designer and at least 4 of the neighbors on our lakefront on both sides of us, we understood that everybody is feeling it's gonna be a win-win and, value added for everybody.
We have prepared a document here showing some of the sightlines with a pre-existing building and a new building location, and our plan to remove the existing outhouse that's on the property too,
Oh yeah,
on
that
the
too.
north east
The
side.
shed.
I don't know if you have a copy of this.
Which would actually open up the views.
Do you have a few copies?
Yeah, I have you, yeah.
Thank you.
Just watch
Feathers wire.
yourself, there's some wires, thank you.
Thank you.
So on the first page, it shows the building location with the variance. If it were to be approved, the red line represents the pre-existing building, the yellow shape is the new building. And then the second line shows the building set 10 feet back from the site property on the north. What that would look like, and then the last page just shows few more neighbors to the west and the impact on their sightlines by placing the building at the requested variance setback.
And additionally, as far as we understand, the public access road is not an active road, so there's not gonna be any obstruction, there's gonna be good access to it, for all purposes, and, the same with the lakefront road, there's gonna be plenty of clearance for all the vehicles to pass through, should the garage be moved a little closer.
And the yellow is the house, correct?
The yellow would be the current plan, yeah.
Is that it for your proposal?
That's it, yeah.
Okay. I have a question.
Sure.
So, I think it's a great spot for a home
Thank
to
you.
start with. It shows it comes right up to the fence on one corner here. Now, the 3 foot setback, I understand that.
Yeah.
But pretty easy to understand. Is the overhang gonna go over?
There's no overhang,
Oh,
right,
okay,
yeah,
here, you answered my question.
there you go.
I went down there to look,
Right.
by the way, and, it's gonna be a very nice place, but I don't have, personally, I don't have a problem with,
The chain link fence currently on the property is on the city property, so it's actually beyond the property itself. Just for reference, if you.
Yeah.
if you
We
know.
left it there.
I didn't know
because
that.
It's been there. That's the only, that and the shed we left so
yeah,
far. But it's gonna go.
I think it's roughly maybe 3
Yeah.
feet north
Over.
of the property line.
okay? Yeah,
And if I missed it, I apologize, but I didn't see anything about square footage, is it a bungalow or?
It's a bungalow.
Because I didn't see any plans on the proposed house.
There's no
There's no
floor
diagram.
plan, this is just the outline of the building, it's about
Yeah, you're,
1900,
yeah,
it's a 1900 square foot building, single story.
single story, okay. And the garage is how, what's the
It's a
square?
double square garage, I believe it's.
Detached.
Is it 16 by 16?
Mm-mm.
I don't remember the measurements, but I think it's,
Square footage.
sorry, I didn't prepare that.
Do you wanna see that?
It's 20
Ballpark.
feet in width, it's a little bit longer for some storage of some sporting equipment, but the
So it
width of
would-
the building is 20 feet, I think.
Okay, that's fine.
I can maybe confirm that.
No, that's good.
that's about the size of the old one, was there?
There was no garage, there's.
Oh, there was, somebody got it before you,
Oh, I see, there's an outhouse,
There's
which
a
is a
shed.
shed, and it is exactly on the property line on the north side. But the plan is to remove that building, including the concrete pad. So by removing it, we're actually improving some
Opening up the
sightlines for a few other
visibility.
neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not sure, but you would have had to submit the plans to EIPD, correct? On
Yes.
square footage and everything
Oh,
else? Yeah. So, and they didn't have any problems with the square footage on the garage?
Nothing, not to my
No,
knowledge.
they didn't do it,
No.
okay, thanks.
Yeah, just clarification, those buildings B, C, and D.
Yeah.
On your third page are those
Yeah.
various houses with
Yeah.
sights towards
Yeah.
a lake?
Yeah.
So they still have building D might have a lower effect in there?
Yeah, you can see the red line shows the existing sightline, and the blue is the new, if we were to be granted the variance. So their sightlines would, be essentially maintained the same.
And that section just north of you,
Mhm.
that's owned by our town, I believe?
yes.
Rhodolon's
Yeah,
correct.
Okay, that's my question.
Sure.
And lots of green space there.
To follow up on Larry's, you haven't, all you've done is really altered the sightlines, you haven't increased or decreased them, theoretically speaking.
Correct, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if anything,
Yeah,
we're
you just
removing,
changed the angle that they're looking out at.
precisely, slightly,
Yeah.
by like a degree or
Yeah.
two, yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
so,
And
yeah,
the,
you haven't compromised their sightline, you just altered,
slightly,
look at it one eye instead of the other.
yeah, or like a
Yeah.
little wink.
Yeah.
But,
And looking at a much nicer property.
Yeah,
Not
so you haven't
a
really,
moldy barn.
yeah, it's not like you compromised it.
no,
No.
and we're also removing an outhouse, if you look at the building A, we're improving their sightlines to the.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's fine, I understood that. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm done, that's good.
Okay. We did receive 3 letters of support on this variation. They are posted on the website, for view. I don't believe anyone is present to speak on the matter. If you are, please let me know. No? Okay. And we received 1 opposition letter, written opposition, and we have no persons in person, or in attendance that wanted to speak for or against this proposal. So in closing, applicant, did you have anything further?
No, anybody else want to see the document? I have a few more copies.
Yeah, I just have one other question. The opposition letter, do you know which building they are there, A, B, C, D?
D, I
Yeah, it's
think.
further down,
Yeah,
the-
it's building, is that D?
further down Pine Street.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
what
at
building
Pine
is it?
and Prospect,
Building
the
D.
last one.
Building D?
This
Yeah.
one, the furthest apart.
And their site, so they can still see north of your building.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah,
But
they
that's
still
all
see
open there, right?
all of it,
Yeah,
all
but-
of the
but-
public,
Yeah, because I went to it yesterday also, and I had a look at it, so,
yeah.
okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Their site wouldn't have changed anyways, because there's buildings beside them.
That's right.
So they would have to get out on the street to see the existing sight line that they had before.
I think in the letter they say that they can see it from their
That they
deck.
built
uh,
the
Yeah.
deck.
But I think we're not altering this by
Yeah,
other than
they're-
a few degrees.
There's two other buildings in the way.
That's right.
Yes,
Yeah, so they'd have to look through two other buildings in order to see this property,
in fact,
Oh,
3.
theoretically
almost
speaking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
off their deck they
Yeah,
have a
but
side.
you'd actually have to get out of your house
Yes.
onto the front lawn to look.
3, yes. Yes.
Correct, thank you.
I think in the letter they mentioned that they can see it from
And
their
that
deck.
they can advertise it when they sell it as lake view, and they'll still have the lake view. And they'll gain really good neighbors too. Cause we're not out to feud with anybody,
Yeah.
we just want to optimize our property and build something beautiful.
I'm good. That's good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
very much.
Okay, go ahead and close it. Item 5.4, close public hearing. Be it hereby resolved that council now close the public hearing for variation TWB-25-24 and variation TWB-25-25B. And council will recognize the regular meeting of council at,
6:22.
thank you. Mover, please. Doug? Seconder? Larry? All in favor? Carried. Excuse me. Agenda item 6, confirmation of minutes. Be it hereby resolved that minutes of the September 24th, 2025 regular meeting be approved as circulated. Mover, please. Doug? Seconder? Claire? All in favor? Carried. Agenda item 7.1, accounts payable approval. Be it hereby resolved, the council approves the accounts payable listing being check number 25046 to 25094, inclusive of checks, electronic payments, and payroll issued in an amount of $77,762.71. Mover, please. Doug, seconder, Bear? Any discussion, any questions on the checks?
I just have
Yeah.
one, 25,090, Darren Friesen. Is that in full now for the bandstand coordinator, or is there more to come?
That's the final
That's the
invoice.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? All in favor? Carried. Agenda item 10.1, variation TWB-25-24V decision. Whereas the applicant, owner of the property located at 317 Prospect Street and legally described as Lot 5/6, Block 1, Plan 729 and Roll 147700 and 147750 in the town of Winnipeg Beach has applied to the town of Winnipeg Beach for variance TWB/25/24V to increase the maximum allowable building area from 1,200 square feet to 1,560 square feet for the construction of a detached garage. Therefore be resolved after careful consideration of the application and representations made today for or against the variation, the Council of Winnipeg Beach in meetings duly assembled this 8th day of October 2025 approves the variation application TWB/25/24. Mover, please. Doug, seconder, Larry? Any discussion? Good, all in favor? Carried. I'm getting there. Excuse me. Agenda item 10.2, variation TWB/25/25V decision. Whereas the applicant owner of the property located at 87 Lakefront Road are legally described as Lot 1, Block 12, Plan 1146, Roll 141-600, in the town of Winnipeg Beach, has applied to the town of Winnipeg Beach for variance TWB/25/25V to reduce the minimum required property line setback on the corner side yard from 10 feet to 3 feet for the construction of a new dwelling, and to front yard from 25 to 10 for the construction of a new detached garage. Therefore, be resolved that after careful consideration of the application, representations made for or against the variation, the Council of Winnipeg Beach in meetings duly assembled this 8th day of October 2025 approves variation application TWB/25/25V. Mover, please. Larry? Seconder? Barry? All in favor? Carried. Excuse me. Agenda item 10.3 EV charger rate amendment. Be resolved that council approves reducing the EV rate, charging rate from $10 to $6 per hour effective October 8th, 2025. Mover, please. Doug, seconder? Barry? Any discussion? All in favor? Carried. Excuse me. Agenda item 10.4, support annual increase to MWSB budget. Whereas the vast majority of Manitoba municipalities are in dire need of Manitoba Water Services Board, MWSB, financial, professional, and/or related subject matter expertise assistant for every aspect of water and wastewater projects and initiatives. And whereas the provincial economy, municipal, residential, and commercial growth, community development opportunities, climate resiliency, public health, convergent federal or provincial programs are at a serious risk of being postponed, canceled, or suboptimally advanced because the MWSB is critically oversubscribed. I thought it said undersubscribed there for a second. With projects and at current funding levels has a seriously compromised financial capability to complete even a fraction of the acute projects required to drive local prosperity, health, safety, and livability. Be it resolved that the Council of Town of Winnipeg Beach fully supports an immediate annual increase to the MWSB's capital budget beginning in 2026 to $100 million from its current $24 million. Mover, please. Doug, seconder. Larry. Discussion? All in favor? Carried. Agenda item 10.5, Christmas hours. Be it hereby resolved, the council authorize the town office to be closed from Monday, December 22nd, 2025 to Friday, January 2nd, 2026, with the office returning to regular hours on Monday, January 5th, 2026. Over, please. Seconder, Bear. Any discussion? Yep.
What did we do last year?
This is the same timeline that we've done previously. It will not impact any services. during the-
Yeah, and I probably said it last year, it just seems like a long time to be done. So.
Anybody else? All in favor? Carried. Agenda item 10.6, variant request, side street approach. Be resolved, the council approve the request from 457 Silverdale Avenue, roll number 53100 for a private approach culvert from the side street due to back lane obstruction, subject to compliance with all other requirements of the Town of Winnipeg Beach culvert access policy. Mover, please. Barry, seconder. Larry. Any discussion on this? Yep.
No, the public works manager had a look and had no issues,
Yeah.
so I'm good with it.
Yep. All in favor? Carried. Twelve point six, committee reports approval. Be it resolved, the council accept the committee reports as presented. Move it. Larry, Doug? Seconder? Larry? Oh, all in favor? Nope, there was no reports.
No.
Okay,
No.
carried. Actually, that's my fault, I had it confused with, one of them is you need movers and one you don't, and I always get them mixed up because that's who I am. There we are. Agenda item 13.1, roundtable discussions. Mover.
That was just a chat.
Oh, that you don't need that. No.
Yeah. So good.
So, what do we got?
Nothing wrong.
We went to,
Well, yeah.
the
I figured you were gonna talk.
Yeah. Oh, you can have at it.
No, you do it.
And they came here, and so we had our meeting here, very good meeting, very efficient people, very nice people.
Who are they?
Fast. Well, who are the names?
Well, who are the people?
Yeah, the people from EIPD.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I said EIPD.
I didn't hear
Oh,
that. Sorry, I had no idea who they were.
oh, well, no, I said EIPD, or actually, I'm sure I said EIPD. There was nothing here that really involved us, but we're voting members, so we get to vote on what we think, and we get to ask a lot of questions, and it's a great group of people to be mixed up with. And that's the only meeting I went to. So, we're all good?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Board reports approval. 13.2, council committee and board reports approval. Be it hereby resolved, the council approves the council committee and board reports as presented. Moved by. Seconded? Bear? All in favor? Carried. Oh, I had that one backwards, eh? 14.1, accept correspondence. Be it hereby resolved that correspondence be accepted as circulated. Mover. Doug? Alright. Okay, all in favor? I wanna make sure I had that one right. Carried. Holy man, what's here? Agenda item 15.1, in camera. Be it hereby resolved, the council moves in camera at,
6:34.
thank you, to discuss legal matters and personal matters, and be it further resolved that any matters discussed while in camera would be held confidential until such time as discussed in open council. Mover? Doug? Lori? All in favor?
Nice to see you, Mr. Mercia.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.